saw Pitlick out there. How's his progress going?
Good. Good. He's cleared to go in full with us, no restrictions, and so that's a positive.
Is it the hope just to maybe get him a little more practice time before you throw him back in there?
Yeah, he won't be in tonight, but he is cleared for no restrictions. So
getting him back would add some depth, and obviously getting Kakko back helped too. Can you speak maybe just to the trickle-down effect of how that might impact the lineup, getting Kaapo back and then him soon? It looks like.
Well, Kaapo's back, so that's his impact is already felt, and with regard to Pitlick, it does give us more depth and personnel that's available to us depending on the game and the situation and what we might need. But when you start to see players come back into the lineup, for me, it's more of depth than anything else, and I think that's important, especially through the middle of the season here where things pop up all the time. We had to have some recalls recently. It'd be nice to have that in-house here, but we've been dealing with some stuff, and that's every team deals with it.
The bottom six, I know they have different roles, but there hasn't been a ton of offense coming from that. Is that something you're looking at or emphasizing right now at all?
Yeah, I mean, some of the lines are built differently for different things, and they have a job to do. But yet, I think still everybody wants to feel the game and feel like they're a part of it from an offensive standpoint, and look to produce. We switched the lines up in the middle of the game last game. I liked it a little bit, so Johnny went in the middle with Cooley and Wheeler, and so we'll probably stay with that tonight.
You haven't used him at center since he's been here.
Yeah.
But I know he's obviously played center.
Yeah,
so.
all year he played center.
Yeah, so what do you like about him in that position as opposed to on the wing?
He can generate offense. He was a top player down in the American League, maybe the top player just by points and what he was doing. He played all situations, all positions, but he was mostly at center, power play, penalty kill, first out the door in both. Captain of their team. He came up and had a really good jump start to it. He moved up and played some different lines and different positions, and like I said, we were leaving that second period and it just seemed a little bit flat, and made a move inside the game. I thought the third period went a little bit better for us, and we ended up staying with it for today. So to me, he brings speed through the middle of the ice, ability to create, use his speed to generate, and so last game I like the results of it going into the third period, so we're going to stick with it for tonight.
With Kakko, came back, obviously you would have had some adrenaline and things like that in the first game. For the second game, you stay with those guys again. What did you see the first go around, and what has to be different if this is going to work with him in that second go?
They generated a lot of zone time and chances the first time. You're talking the beginning of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they generated a lot of zone time and chances, and the actual production was just off a little bit, and tried to give it a minute to see where it would go, and then ended up making a change on it, and then he left the lineup. But in the first game here, I do think he had some chances around the net. He could have scored a couple goals and generate offense. I think tonight will even be a better look. It's his second game back. We're not in a back-to-back situation for our guys, and hopefully the energy ramps up and we can play with more, I think just a little bit more attitude from a standpoint offensively. But for the first game back after being out for a while, I thought he did some good things and did a good job.
Coaching in the All-Star game again, just how much of an honor is that for you? What does that mean to you?
It's more of a reflection of your team, if I'm being quite honest, and the players and the coaches, the coaching staff, my coaching staff, and the work that they put into it, and the training staff, medical staff, our organization. It's more of an organizational nod that our team's doing well. That's not just a reflection on me, and so it's nice to go there, but for me, I just kind of view it as more that our team had done good things in the first half, and because of that, the coach gets selected. So, but it should be fun.
Saw a picture of Phil on social media yesterday. Any updates on what his status is?
I don't have any updates other than he continues to progress, and he's week to week.
snapping the 4-game losing streak like that, and going through that adversity, you know, have some long-term benefits, and kind of going through that adversity this season rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, once you come out of it, yeah. But you know, it was. I look at the 4 games, and I think that we could have done some things better defensively, and we talk about it. We try to fix it and get better. But for most of those games, we tried to push. We tried to win hockey games, and we left ourselves a little bit exposed at times. It was good to get the win. I thought both games against Washington were pretty hard fought. They were very defensive. That completely different from the previous 3 games. Like I said, tough to lose the first one, fought back in the second one, got a win. It's the first game of the second half of the year, so instead of kind of dwelling on how the first half ended, we're going to focus on the second half and the beginning, and we're 1-0 and moving on, try to make that 2-0 in the second half.
Do you see penalty kills now putting a little bit more pressure on you on your entries at your time, you know, when you gain the zone? There seems to be a lot of pressure all the time.
Yeah. So we played a team back-to-back, and I'm very familiar with the guy running it and the system that's in place, and somewhat similar to the way that we kill. And there is pressure on entry. Any bobble puck, there's pressure. The way that they kill and the routes that they take in zone, I think it's an effective penalty kill. It was, you know, for my time in Washington, and I still think it is this year. And we played them back-to-back, so you're looking at 2 games where we maybe didn't get the looks we were wanting to. So I got to give some credit to them, and then we got to take some responsibility of our own and say we've got to move things a little bit quicker. We got to move for each other a little bit better. We got to be sharper with our passes, and again, those are the things that get handled internally. But like anything, I've said it before, there's going to be some ups and downs to everything, and that includes the power play. And so we've got to be a little bit sharper with what we're doing. But with regard to your question, I do think that Washington, because we just played them back-to-back, they're a team that's aggressive on entry, they're aggressive on bobbled pucks, and then they don't give much with regard to shooting lanes, and you really have to work to find the lanes work for each other. And I think we could have done a better job. Again, credit to them, but we could have done a better job in some areas as well.